Do you know there are everyday foods that can make your blood thicker? And the body does not warn you at all. No pain, no strange feeling, nothing obvious. It stays quiet until one morning you stand up and your legs feel heavier than they should, or your breath is shorter, or your chest feels tight for a few seconds and then settles again. In heart checkups, we see this happen so often that it is hard to ignore, even in people who look completely healthy on the outside. It is not from anything extreme. It comes from the foods you repeat day after day, slowly slowing your circulation over the years. So today, I am going to walk you through 8 foods that make blood thicker the most after the age of 60. These are not strange foods. They are in your kitchen, your fridge, and the meals you make all the time. You do not have to cut them out, but if you use them the wrong way, they can make your blood noticeably thicker. All right, let us start with the one that shows up in most households. Cheese and full-fat dairy are the foods that surprise people the most. They show up in every meal, mixed into eggs at breakfast, stacked inside a sandwich, sprinkled on pasta, or eaten as a few pieces before bed. And it is that everyday repetition that makes the blood thicker over time. Most people only think cheese adds weight, but after 60, the saturated fat in cheese thickens the blood faster than you might expect. And the salt that comes with it makes the blood vessels feel tighter than usual. If you eat it at night, especially late, the body reacts the next morning. Your ankles look a little swollen. Your chest feels a bit tight when you first wake up, or you are simply worn out when you step out of bed. In checkups, I see this in a lot of folks. No one thinks a few pieces of cheese a day could add up to much, but after years of it, the circulation slows down without them noticing. You do not have to cut it out. Just use it the right way. Switch to ricotta, cottage cheese, or fresh mozzarella. Keep the evening portion smaller and pair it with vegetables or fruit instead of bread or processed meats. Changes that small take a noticeable load off the heart. Another thing that causes trouble much faster shows up right at breakfast. Sugary cereal. It looks light, the colors look friendly, but a few minutes after you eat it, your blood sugar shoots up like someone pushed a button. After 60, that sudden insulin response makes the blood thicker for a short period of time. When the blood gets thicker, the flow slows down, and the platelets stick together more easily. You will not notice it right away, but by mid-morning, the body sends a clear signal. A little headache, trouble focusing, or that tired feeling that does not make sense because you did not do much. In clinic, I meet plenty of folks who are surprised to learn the problem started with the same bowl of cereal they eat every day. It is not the amount they eat. It is how fast the sugar hits the bloodstream, over and over, and the circulation has to deal with that pattern for years. You do not have to cut cereal out. What matters is how much sugar it carries. Pick one with under 5 grams of sugar per serving. Add some nuts to slow it down, or switch to eggs or oatmeal if your energy drops in the morning. Just changing how you start the day keeps the blood from getting as thick, and you will feel it as you move through the morning. Right after cereal, there is another food that looks healthy but causes just as much trouble: crunchy granola. It looks a lot like oatmeal, but the way it is made is completely different. To get that crunch, they mix syrup, add oil, and bake it at high heat for a long time. When the oil breaks down and the sugar concentrates, that mix can irritate the small blood vessels, especially after the age of 60. The fiber also drops, so the blood does not stay as thin as it should. After breakfast, the body reacts in a pretty clear way. You may feel tired sooner, lose focus, or notice your heart picking up even if you are just sitting with a cup of coffee. A lot of folks think it is from poor sleep, but when we look closely at breakfast, granola shows up almost every day. Granola is better as a small add-on. Keep it to a spoon or two, and make the main part real oatmeal, so you avoid that thicker blood feeling after breakfast. Lunch brings another quiet problem. Processed red meats like hot dogs, bacon, pepperoni, and cold cuts. These foods are so familiar that most folks never notice they can make the blood a little more sticky day after day. Nitrates, heme iron, and saturated fat come together and make the small vessels more irritated, and the blood moves heavier than it should. Right after lunch, the body sends some pretty clear signals. Your legs feel heavier, sleepiness comes on fast, or you just feel slowed down after doing only a few simple things. A lot of people are truly surprised when they learn that the cold cut sandwich they eat every day is what slows their circulation, not their age. It does not take a large amount. Just having a serving every single day is enough to build up over the years. Lowering the frequency to 2 or 3 times a week helps a great deal. Use lean chicken or fish on the other days, and skip the bacon or cheese in the same meal. When you do that, your legs feel lighter, and you are less likely to crash after lunch. Next comes something many people use every morning because it sounds healthy: a spinach smoothie made from raw spinach. Raw spinach carries a high amount of oxalate, and when you drink it on an empty stomach, the oxalate moves into the blood very fast. After the age of 60, the body holds water less well, so the blood thickens more easily. Many folks add banana, apple, or juice, and that pushes the sugar higher than they realize. I see quite a few patients who drink a smoothie every day. They tell me that a little while after drinking it, their lower back feels off, they urinate less than usual, or their energy drops even though they have not done anything heavy. No one thinks it is the smoothie, but when they switch to a different breakfast for a few days, those symptoms clear up. They all share the same pattern, the exact same mix every single morning: a pile of raw green, sweet fruit, and the same routine for months. When oxalate and sugar hit the system together, the kidneys and the heart have to work harder. That is why the body runs out of steam so quickly. If you like smoothies, you can still have them. Just use them in a way that works better for your body. Do not use raw spinach every morning. If you want spinach in it, blanch it first and rotate other greens on different days. Keep smoothies to 2 or 3 mornings a week. On the other days, go with eggs or oatmeal, which are much easier for your body to handle and will not drain your energy afterward. Right after the green smoothie, there is something else people use every day without thinking about it: white bread and other refined carbs. They do not cause any feeling right away, but they push the blood sugar up fast and drop it just as fast, especially after the age of 60. White bread, crackers, and refined pasta all have almost no fiber. When you eat them on an empty stomach, the sugar moves into the blood almost instantly. The body pushes insulin up to deal with it, and when insulin rises that quickly, the sugar drops just as quickly. That is when people feel wiped out, slower in the head, or sleepy in the middle of the day. A lot of folks think it is their blood pressure or a bad night of sleep, but the truth is, the harmless-looking white bread sandwich, the pastry, or the plain pasta on an empty stomach is often the real reason. It helps to go with real whole grain bread, or pair the bread with some protein like eggs, lean chicken, or a bit of peanut butter to slow things down, and avoid white pasta or sweet pastries when your stomach is empty. When you do that, you stay more awake, your head stays clearer, and your blood sugar does not jump all over the place after the meal. Another thing that makes the circulation heavy very quickly is fried food. It is not the piece of chicken or the piece of fish. The issue is the reused oil, especially in restaurants. Oil that is heated over and over breaks down fast, and that oil can make the blood thicker just a few hours after you eat. Many people tell me that after lunch they feel sluggish, or they have trouble digesting, or their heart pounds more than usual. It is not because the portion is large. It is because the food was cooked in old oil. The same thing happens at home. If you leave the oil in the pan and use it again, it breaks down very quickly, just 2 rounds of reuse, and the body has to deal with a big load of oxidized oil. There is a simple way to handle it. Limit fried food from restaurants, especially fast food. If you want something fried, cook it at home with fresh oil and do not reuse it. Or switch to baking, pan searing, or an air fryer so it is still good but easier on the heart. Cutting out old oil alone can make a real difference. You will not feel as heavy after meals, and your heartbeat stays steadier. Another thing that thickens the blood faster than most people realize is liquid sugar, soda, energy drinks, bottled fruit juice. They all hit the bloodstream almost instantly because there is no fiber to slow anything down. Even a small bottle can push your blood sugar up very fast, then drop it just as fast. After the age of 60, you may feel it clearly: sudden fatigue, a faster heartbeat, or a heavy head only minutes later. What many people miss is that bottled juice is not very different from soda in terms of sugar, and drinking it on an empty stomach is even worse, because the sugar goes straight in with nothing to hold it back. If you drink sweet liquids often, switch to something that will not hit you as hard cold water, unsweetened sparkling water, or water with a squeeze of lemon or orange. Soda and bottled juice are better kept to a minimum. Having them every day is the fastest way to thicken the blood in this entire list. Think about it for a moment. The 8 things I just talked about are not unusual foods. They are the things that show up on the table every single day. And when they all land in the same day cheese in the morning, sweet cereal, granola, processed meat, a raw spinach smoothie, white bread, fried food, then a soda, no body can handle that for long. A lot of people believe they eat normally. But when you line up the whole day exactly as it happens, you can see right away why the blood thickens so fast and why the body drops in energy only a few hours later. And here's the most important part. When you drop even one thing that is pulling your body down a very sweet breakfast, old frying oil, or that soda after lunch, the body shifts almost right away. A small change like that can bring the fatigue down in just a few days. If you have stayed with me this far, it means you truly want to feel better. Keep this video so you can come back to it when you need to. And if you have family or friends who keep saying they are tired, sleepy in the middle of the day, or feel heavy for no clear reason, send this to them. A short piece of it may be enough for them to see what has been thickening their blood each day. If you want to see more videos like this, clear and straight to the point about the habits that affect the heart after the age of 60, go ahead and press like and subscribe. I will keep sharing the small things that make a real difference in your health.